I've known Yuna for many years, and after she returned from studying abroad in South Korea, our bond grew even closer. She was passionate and fiery, embodying the typical enthusiasm of a Korean, always dragging me along to various social gatherings. At one particularly lively party, I met Junhee. He was tall, handsome, and when he smiled, the charming dimples on his face immediately caught my attention. Soon, we fell deeply in love, basking in the sweetness of a new romance. Since I was the one who introduced them, Yuna and Junhee got along very well. As time passed, my work began demanding more of my time, and I often found myself working late into the night. One day, due to an urgent project, I had to go on a business trip for a week. I planned to surprise Junhee when I came back. However, when I opened the door to my apartment, I felt as if I had been struck by lightning. The room was a mess, and the air was thick with an undeniable, charged atmosphere. Yuna and Junhee were emerging from the bedroom, their clothes disheveled, their faces flushed with embarrassment. I screamed in fury, tears streaming down my face. They stood there, frozen in shock, unable to move. The pain of betrayal overwhelmed me, flooding over me like a tidal wave. I moved out of the apartment I had shared with Junhee and severed all ties with Yuna. I thought the story had ended there. But fate had other plans. At a friend's birthday party, I ran into Yuna again. She was nervously glancing around, her face full of guilt. She approached me, holding a bottle of expensive imported wine, a peace offering of sorts. Under the influence of alcohol, my emotions became a tangled mess. I still held resentment for her betrayal, but our years of deep friendship were hard to let go of. Unconsciously, we drew closer. Her hand gently brushed my cheek, and her eyes were filled with a mixture of confusion and desire. In that moment, reason collapsed under the weight of desire, and we kissed passionately. Eventually, we collapsed onto the bed, lost in the heat of the moment, disregarding all moral and ethical boundaries. Afterward, guilt and regret consumed me. Yuna seemed equally flustered. But this chaotic scene didn't end there. In a twisted act of revenge against Junhee, Yuna deliberately told him every intimate detail of our encounter. Furious, Junhee stormed over to confront us. Soon, the three of us were embroiled in a fierce argument. In the heat of the exchange, Junhee lost his composure, smashing things in a fit of rage, while Yuna screamed hysterically. I stood there, watching these two people who had once been so close to me, feeling an overwhelming sense of alienation. The story quickly spread through our social circle, and gossip became a tidal wave. I lost the trust of many friends, and at work, I became the subject of everyone's gossip, with colleagues casting me strange, judgmental glances. Yuna and Junhee's lives also spiraled into chaos. They lost the respect of others and were tormented by self-loathing.